The Philippines could suffer the same fate as Latin American countries like Mexico, Brazil, and Venezuela if the Philippines shifts to federalism. Venezuela is suffering from hyperinflation or skyrocketing prices reaching 25,000% levels and the depreciation of its currency. University of Asia and the Pacific or UANP Professor Victor Abola says Brazil and Mexico, two countries which had a federal setup, had a hard time controlling the spending of local states due to politics. He says election spending by states triggered hyperinflation episodes. Abola says, quote, "So even if the federal government makes an agreement with the International Monetary Fund for fiscal austerity, the states will continue spending till thy kingdom come because of elections." He also cautions the government that federalism coupled with political dynasties could lead to a state run by warlords. UANP economics professor Bernardo Villegas warns there's a big gap in the ability of federal states to implement all projects and spend funds. The local government is poor in managing. Our national government is getting more professional, but the LGUs are not. The local level is not very transparent in using funds. A survey by Pulse Asia shows around 2 in 3 Filipinos oppose charter change. Remittances from overseas Filipino workers continued to rise in May 2018. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas says remittances from OFWs reached $2.7 billion in May 2018, up 6.1% from the same month last year. The figure is also slightly higher than the $2.6 billion registered in April 2018. OFW remittances reached an all-time high of $31.29 billion in 2017, 5.3% higher than the $29.7 billion recorded in 2016. Remittances help fund the widening current account deficit of the country and serve as a buffer from external shocks. U.S. President Donald Trump lends weight to Russia's denials of meddling in elections at his inaugural summit with Vladimir Putin. The U.S. and Russian presidents came out of their meeting in Helsinki in Finland, expressing a desire to talk again on global challenges after discussing an array of issues from Syria, Ukraine, and China to trade tariffs and the size of their nuclear arsenals.
I've been here not too long, but it's getting close to 2 years, but I think we will end up having an extraordinary relationship. I hope so.
Президент Трамп в очередной раз затронул тему так называемого российского вмешательства в избирательные процессы в Соединенных Штатах. Мне пришлось повторить то, что говорил уже неоднократно, в том числе и на личных встречах с президентом, что российское государство никогда не вмешивалось и не собирается вмешиваться в американские внутренние дела, в том числе выборные процессы.
Trump's apparent concessions to Putin over the elections controversy draws stinging condemnation from across the political divide. Senior Republican Senator John McCain says the press conference was disgraceful and a low point for the U.S. presidency. Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats distances himself from his boss, saying the U.S. intelligence community's judgment that Russia interfered in the 2016 election was clear. And the top Democrat in the U.S. Senate, Chuck Schumer, says Trump was putting himself over our country by siding with Putin instead of his own officials.